good, everybody? This is your boy Ced Banner, and this is my review of 13 Reasons Why Season 1. Okay, so when I had told people that I was watching this series, I wasn't going to watch it at first. I was kind of forced to, but I did. And when I told people that I was going to watch it, somebody actually said to me, if you decide to review this, this is really going to test your critical or your critiquing abilities. And after watching it, I see exactly what they meant, but I took it as a challenge. I wasn't going to review it, but I've watched it and I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll start off by saying this review does have spoilers. I think it's impossible to review it without spoiling. So if you have not seen it yet, stop this video and come back and watch it after you viewed the full season. If you viewed it though, here we go. So this show, the subject matter is touchy, and it's very sensitive material. And of course in my reviews, I like to give my opinion on the subject matter as I go through and actually review the actual work. What I'm going to do, since this is such a touchy topic, and yeah, it's kind of risky to even talk about in this type of forum, I'm going to separate it. So the first half I'm going to review the actual show, the series, and the second half I'll give my opinion on the subject matter. So as always, let's start off with the acting. This is a cast of teenagers as far as the characters. Now, I'm very picky when I watch anything. I look for all kind of details and complain about things that are pretty obvious to be contrary to the material or to the actual script. And in this case, these are supposed to be high schoolers, teenagers. To me, it was obvious the entire time. So go ahead and put this down as one of my negatives. These are not teenagers, and I looked them up. I think they're all in their 20s. Half of them look like they're older than me, and I'm 33. But I mean, there's a couple of the guys that I can actually tell shaved off full beards for their roles. That kind of bothered me, but yeah, it's about teenagers and it's set in a town and in a high school, a closely knit town, it seems like. I thought acting was, well, it was better than what I expected, I'll put it that way. One of the main reasons I didn't want to watch it in the first place was when I heard what it was about, I figured it would end up being one of those, 1990s era after school special, cheesy, bad Saved by the Bell type things. And we didn't get that. The acting was actually pretty good, pretty solid, believable, definitely believable, I think, on all accounts. The main character throughout the season, outside of Hannah, who the story is about, is Clay, played by Dylan Minnette, I believe is his name. He does a very good job, and the reason I know he does a good job is because he's so annoying. He's so annoying. He makes some of the dumbest choices, and this season would have been 2 episodes long had he just, of course, went ahead and listened to the dang tapes instead of stopping after hearing 1 or 2 minutes at a time and going and chasing after somebody. But yeah, he does a good job. The story surrounds Hannah, who is a teenage girl who's new to town, and of course ultimately commits suicide. Before she commits suicide, she records these cassette tapes, numbers them off, and leaves them behind for people who affected her and touched her life as she was there in town, that led to her suicide. Played by Catherine Langford. She does a very good job as well, very believable. Also, and this will lead to my opinion part later, but also pretty annoying in a lot of parts, but she does a good job, I think, of portraying a teenage girl who hasn't found herself, has no idea who she is or who she's going to be, and it just wants to fit in. So good job on her part. In my opinion, the standout star this season was Tony, the character Tony, played by Christian Navarro. He does a great job. He's kind of like a Yoda type character, and I think Clay even refers to him as that towards the end of the season. Always has these words of wisdom and a little too wise to be a teenager. Wasn't quite believable in a lot of scenes, but he does a great job. He stands out, and he has some skeletons in the closet himself. that he's trying to hide and deal with while dealing with Clay and everything going on around him at the school. I thought he did a very solid job. What I applaud most, I would say, is the writing. I mean, this is this 13 episodes, full episodes, and this is a story that could have been told, I think, within 1 to 2 episodes, easily if it just centered around Hannah and Clay. But the writing gets so many other characters involved, and the storylines are intertwined in such a way that it really keeps you interested and kind of glued to the television throughout the entire 13 seasons. The writing was done in a way to where I don't think it ever really contradicted itself much. I think I may have caught 1 or 2 contradictions, but nothing that took me out of it. But very solid. And like I said, this could have easily been a cheesy after-school special type deal. The writing is done in a way that where it's more so just a drama. It's just a drama set in the high school. And I really applaud that. That was kind of refreshing, I thought, especially for a series. And I enjoyed it. So great job on the writing. There were, in fact, a lot of holes left, a lot of loose ends left that didn't actually get taken care of. But I just recently found out there is going to be a season 2. So that's okay. It leaves us something to look forward to in the next season. Not a whole lot of resolution. Not much at all, actually. But the way everything kind of ties together at the end, and you see how everyone played their part in Hannah's death, it's kind of an awakening type situation and experience. It kind of makes you think about maybe your days in high school or even now as an adult, the way you treat people, the way people treat you that you may not really think anything of, how it can have such a heavy effect on their life. I thought it was very well put together, and the content didn't hold back. I mean, a lot of stuff could have been left out and just kind of pointed to or hinted at, but they showed everything. And some people may think it's a little too brutal, but I think, for this type of thing, this is something that parents may want to watch with their teens, with their kids. And if you don't want to shelter them and you want to show them what's really out there, and I guess what teens are dealing with now, I don't know, I don't have children, but supposedly this is pretty true to life. This is going to really be an eye-opener, kind of a scared straight type deal. I think so often in entertainment now, especially when it comes to teens and youth, it shows the glorious side of things like partying and drinking, and, things you look forward to when you're a teen, and doesn't really touch on the dangerous and the real life gritty side. And even when it does, it doesn't really get deep into it. Well, this series does, and I applaud that. It really goes there. And if I feel like if I were a teen and I was watching this would kind of make me look at the way I'm living and the way I'm treating maybe some of my friends and peers as well, and really evaluate it. So kudos on that. So my rating for 13 Reasons Why season 1 is, it's annoying and engrossing yet entertaining. Like I said, I've pretty much explained that rating already. It's annoying because, of course, you're going through these tapes along with the character Clay. And you kind of just want to get to the point and find out what happened, how it happened, who did what. But the journey there is really what the show is. And it's very entertaining, it's engrossing, it's stressful, it's all of that. But to me, that's what entertainment should be, especially if it's going to be educational. So I really don't have any negatives about it for the most part. Really a great series, great season and start anyway.